Hello everyone. Today we'll have another chapter in a company's law, company limited by shares. Myself Madhuri, Associate Professor, Department of Law, Padmavati University. A company always stands on shares. Shareholders play a central role in the structure and functioning of a company. Some key points we can note down under shares and shareholders. Shares represents ownership interest in a particular company in the way for individuals, entities to invest and become partial owners of a particular company. Types of shares, you can see various types of shares including common law and preferable shares, common shares, typical carrying out shares, and at the same time widely preferring the particular shares. And ownerships, if you want to take, shareholders owns shares and the number of shares they have been correspondent to their ownership stake on the particular properties. Issue of a shares also comes under the particular way of initially public offer through the subsequent ways. Share certificates, if you want to see, past shares we often representatives, physical shares certificates, and many countries have a transitions of electronic and demonetization shares in electronic forms. Transfer of a shares also will be taken under the particular allowing shares to buy or sell them and other parties. The process of transferring shares may require compliance with legal and company specific provisions. When you want to go for a shareholders, you can see number of shares, and shareholders are individuals, entities that own shares in a companies, and at the same time they are also known as stockholders or equity holders. Rights and responsibilities, if you want to talk, they have various rights including right to vote at a shareholder meetings, receiving dividends and access company informations. They also have a responsibility such as adhering companies bylaws, voting on important companies matters. And types of shareholders, you can say shareholders in the meetings, right to dividends also we can have it. So here company is having a common shares, preferable shareholders, those are preferred shares. Common shareholders typically have a voting rights which preferred shareholders may not be. And the company holds an annual general meeting with the shareholders can vote on important matters including appointment of a directors, change of the company's charter and approval and so on. So right to dividends also comes under the entitle of a share of a company, profits in the form of a dividends. Exit options also will be available here for the investments as a selling their shares on an open market, participating in the merger or an acquisitions, or the redeeming their shares in the companies. Fiduciary duties also comes under the directors and officers of the particular company. Fiduciary duties of a shareholders also will be taken. So liabilities and as well as limited liabilities will hold a particular meaning of a personal assets are to be protected. Share capital, we can see as a critical concept in the company's law, corporate finance. It represents the total value of a shares by the companies. It means the total value of the shares issued a company. It represents a capital which has been contributed by the shareholders when the company can use it for operation and investments. Types, we can see a number of shares, that is authorization of a share capital. The maximum amount of the capital is allowed raising by the issue shares, specified memorandum of association. It represents an upper time, and at the same time upper limit also we can have it. The company cannot issue shares beyond authorized company without any alterations. So issuing of a share capital also comes under the portion of an authorization of a share capital. And these are certain kind of a value shares, we can just have it out: par value shares, no par value shares, and the share classes. Authorized versus paid up share capital, we can see it represents the total capital that the company is authorized to raise through the shares. Paid up share capital also comes under the company for the shares to hold. And share capital is an essential assessing financial strength and capacity of the company. It represents an amount available to cover company obligations, which includes paying of the debts and investments in the business activities. And alteration in the share capital also comes under the companies may alter the share capitals, increasing and reducing it. Subject to legal and regulatory requirements, any changes typical requirement shareholders approval also will be coming, and share buybacks also will be there, repurchase their own shares which can reduce the issue of a share capital. Finally, I can say that shareholders' rights are nothing but one kind of a particular stockholders, and at the same time shareholders are also known as the stockholders, are the owners of the particular company outstanding shares. This represent a residual portion of a particular company's corporation's assets and earnings as well as percentage of the voting power of a particular company. Shareholders and the share capital refers to the amount of the money raised by the firm stockholders. Thank you.